recognize a social problem and use entrepreneurial principles to organize, create, and manage a venture to achieve social change. It has been evident over the last decade social entrepreneurship has gained more and more momentum. However, the question becomes, is social entrepreneurship sustainable or a profitable opportunity? With that, I welcome Deborah Pace. She is the CEO of Del Soy. Deborah Pace is the president and CEO of Delaware-based manufacturer of soy food products. Currently in a startup phase. She's anticipating almost any day now some pre-seed money. However, she's had entrepreneurial experience for about 20 years. Originally a Navy journalist in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, during the Gulf War. In 2009, she founded the Biz LLC, communication firm that creates and implements marketing and media relations for small businesses. And then she decided to do something kind of crazy and started all this. So, Deborah, welcome. So let's start off with is what were you thinking?
Nice
Why did you decide to do Del Soy? I mean, what happened with your before you even started that? What was going on in your mind in terms of trying to start a business?
Well, one of the things that I found was that everybody has their own skill set, and mine was always marketing and communications, and I thought, well, why can't I capitalize on my skills and open my own business instead of waiting for someone else to hire me? So I figured it was something that didn't take a lot of capital to start. It was a service. So I went out and I got my little shared space, and I started getting some clients, and a colleague found out that I had my own business, and apparently he was in the process of starting one himself, which was creating a soy foods business out of Delaware's commercial soybeans. Creating food products out of soybeans, such as the commercial ones have never been done before, and especially not with some of the properties here. And he was very convincing in my first conversation with him, and I realized that this was something that had a lot of potential, and as I researched it, I started really understanding the value and the potential of the company, and I got completely on board with it.
But was it the mission that he was doing, or was it the business part of it?
No, I had to create the business part of it. The mission sucked me in, and then he said, oh, and by the way, can you create the business plan, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And it already had some financial backing from the state of Delaware, the Agriculture Department and Economic Development. And so, I mean, that was a little bit easy, although it was only a little bit of funding, and for a manufacturing company, requires a lot more. So, obviously, I'm looking at some angels myself. So it was really a decision that I have my MBA, and I have a lot of business background, so I really wanted to help build this company. It had so much opportunity there. It had the humanitarian aspect of it. It was created out of a need for a product that was not peanut based because of the high allergens, but it was something that could be shelf stable, so it could go out to communities that maybe couldn't get it right away. So if it took 3 months in shipping, then a lot of the topics here hit with the CPA. We're going to have to talk. But it was something that was shelf stable. It doesn't have preservatives. It was just really a very unique product, and I wanted to get behind something like that. I thought that the humanitarian aspect of it, helping fight malnutrition, it's something that can be packaged in several different ways, and really the task for me has been where to start.
So what exactly is the product itself?
The product is, our initial product is basically, it's a soy type of paste. And anyone who has any idea about a commercial soybean, it's pretty nasty. But the way that we're processing it, it actually tastes very close to peanut butter. But there are no nuts involved in it at all. So it's something that can go into the school systems, can be like a dip, like a serving of peanut butter type of paste where you can spread it on something, you can dip a breadstick in it. Could be put in a little yogurt type of pouch, and you can just kind of squeeze it out. So it's basically a third of the daily nutritional requirements are in that one small serving.
Okay, so you decide that you want to go ahead into this business. There's a soy product that tastes maybe tastes like peanut butter or not. You go to your friends and everybody and your family, you say, this is what I'm going to do. What were their reactions, or what did they think? What were you talking about? You know?
Well, I think, you know, to a lay person it might sound crazy, but my family knows me. And they understand my drive, and when I get behind something, I really get behind it. And that if I was behind it, there was definitely some validity here. And, you know, I think it didn't require initially a financial commitment from me. It was more just time. So it was a lot easier to tell everyone, no, I'm just working on this business plan. It actually started out where I was consulting for the founder of the company, and I was making a fee through my business that I had started. Then it came out that he actually wanted to sell me the company after I had done, you know, hundreds of hours of work on the business, and which I now own. So it all worked out. I do own the company, and I'm behind it now more than ever. Not just because I own it, but because I understand even more now the value of it, being that we've gotten the latest funding from the Economic Development Office.
So the mission is to help provide higher nutritional value for people who have had allergies against, or how would you describe that mission?
It's an at least 95% organic product, and the reason I say that is because we haven't yet filed our patent. So I don't have the exact protocol in hand. We're working with some researchers out of the University of Maryland, world-renowned, by the way, working with the FDA on developing nutritional guidelines for the United States. So he has a pretty extensive background in this, and we were told that if anyone could create a product out of the commercial soybean, it would be him. We were really looking for a product that was all natural, you know, 100% organic, had no estrogen, because that, you know, when I went to the researcher and I said, okay, this is great, but it's soy. I mean, we all know estrogen and soy. I mean, that's the big, nobody wants all that soy. It's 3 birth control pills in the daily serving of soy, okay? My 5-year-old thinking he doesn't need it. Yes, I said he. But he told me, he said there are no detectable levels of estrogen in this. There are no preservatives, and it has a 2-year shelf life. So in processing the bean in such a way, we're really addressing a number of problems, not to mention that it's 42% protein, which is the highest protein amount of anything out there. And in fact, like side-by-side comparison to peanuts, soy beats it in, I think, like 20-something, and 8, maybe peanuts have 8 more of certain nutrients. So it was by far a superior product.
So what's the initial target? Who you were going after first, then, or?
Well, there's the biggest need right now, we started out as humanitarian, and we really tried to build a nonprofit organization, but the funding wouldn't get behind it. So obviously we had to go out and figure out a way to make the money so that we could then build the nonprofit once we had developed a revenue stream. So we're based on, you know, the humanitarian need of malnutrition and hunger, not just in the U.S. but around the globe. So that was our primary target. What we were looking to do initially with our very first product is to go into schools, and basically, like I said, it has 1/3 of the RDA of all of the vitamins and minerals, including protein, that kids need. So this would be a product that could be treated as either a snack or a meal for a child. You know, so school nutrition programs, YMCA's, daycare centers, after-school feeding programs. And this year alone, I mean, there are 30% more children out there who are eligible for free school lunches. So there's going to be that much more of a tax burden on getting something nutritional for our kids that the state is going to provide funding for.
I'm not too familiar with that. How much of a need is there for something like this with children in schools? Is nutritional values that bad in terms of school lunch programs, or what you're saying there? This is sort of making a change or making a different trajectory.
Well, part of it is creating a product that kids like. I mean, they're going to choose pizza every day over, you know, the chicken. So, you know, or the beef or what have you, no matter how nicely you might try to package it. So what we're really trying to do is create something like, possibly even something like the mixable yogurts, where you mix colors and flavors and things like that. And we're going to do some pilot programs in daycare centers and really try to nail down what the audience is looking for. But what we're really looking to do